Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages on the YouTube, Facebook, House of Nerdum, and of course, if you're watching this on the P111 YouTube channel. It is the DOUG here, once again, and it's time to review a game I just recently platinumed. That was one of the free games we got last month, The Deadly Tower of Monsters, which is, make sure I'm saying this correctly, developed by Ace Team and published by Atlas. It is a action/adventure game, also known as, if you need any more info, a top-down shooter that follows the story of three actors. The game is actually the footage of the film, and the director comments on all sorts of elements in the game. So pretty much this game pays homage to the classic monster films of the past, you know, King Kong and all that to a degree, and kind of pays homage to Mystery Science Theater 3000. And this game came out January 19th of 2016 of this year. Let's get this started.
Wait a minute. That's not the movie poster I remember. Isn't the robot supposed to be holding Scarlet there?
Oh, another of the studio's requests. They made some market projections and decided this image would sell more copies.
Of course, there's the options, and by the you can figure out the controls there. That if you need to learn the controls, you also got the video options, and here's the funny thing: you can actually post-process into either VHS recommended.
We digitally cleaned up the old 35 millimeters.
Or a DVD. So that's kind of nice. And of course, then you got the audio settings, which let you do what you want. Of course, play game, and you have three files you can use. Now, one of the things I like about this game, it is you only need to technically do one playthrough, and to get all the trophies would take about 5+ hours, give or take, on your skill. And you can actually teleport back to any previous area of the game. The Deadly Tower of Monsters.
Directed this film back in, well, it feels like a century ago. Yeah. The studio asked me to provide a commentary track. Like
I said, there's the homage for the old days. Because back in the day, you didn't have good graphics. You used to literally see a toy rocket being held together by string. Now, and I will go over the what you can do in the game in a little bit. Part 1, in which space explorer Dick Starspeed reaches the mysterious planet. By the way, that name, Dick Starspeed, sounds like a porn star name. By the way, square is your attack button, X is jump, circle is your dodge.
The velocity reactor is damaged. I believe that I am stranded on an alien planet.
And yes, the talking is that bad. Now, one of the things I will say, and this comes with the trophy list. By the way, if you pause the game, you can actually fix everything you want. You can actually even go back to the last checkpoint or go to the main menu. But we're going to continue.
I thought from day one this guy's got leading man written all over his face.
And the director would comment all the time, so you will. That's where the Mystery Science Theater part comes in.
I am Dick Starspeed, and I come in.
Now, when it comes to the trophies for this game, I will point out something. I would recommend having a walkthrough or a guide, because there are a few collectathon trophies. And I will actually show some of them off in a little bit, you know, what you got to do for each one once we get to that place. Yep.
Stunning choreography. And the extras in those robot suits really knew how to take a punch.
Whee!
I told Jonathan not to hold back. Give it all to him.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
If I land squarely on that grain silo, I should survive this fall unscathed.
I shouldn't say this now, but you could actually see the strings if you squinted hard enough. A screenwriting trick from back in the old days.
Now, talking about it before I continue, some of the collectathon trophies you have as followed. Missing scenes, where you have to find the 6 missing film reels. You got to jump through 50 hoops, which that will... Luckily, there is a lot of hoops. There are a few non-missable trophies. You know, it's based on story-related. Probably the hardest thing I think will be, at least in my opinion, at least for the collectathon, is remove the 5 apes with watches from the set, the rings to a degree, and the 25 bullseye, and of course the ones like find the castaway, because some of these you have to actually know where you're landing. That's probably one of the things I will say with this game. Why it is fun, if you're a trophy hunter, you're gonna want a guide, just because of the fact of
It appears some of my equipment was lost when my ship was shot down. But what luck. This high-tech scanner reports that my ray gun is nearby.
And by the way, just checkpoints and that. Now, of course, you do find a mixture of monsters, dinosaurs, aliens, giant vacuum cleaners that are on dogs, and other things. It's not a bad game, actually. I actually was the first one to say this when we got it free last month. That it was actually a good game, you know, and I actually think it is a good game. If you did get a chance to download it and you haven't played it yet, I'd recommend it because it's got good voice acting, good storytelling, and the trophies are easy. Somewhat of an easy platinum. There is no difficultiness based on the, there's no easy, no normal, no hard. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to finish the game to platinum it. That's the thing. You can there's like only a few boss battles and a few story-based trophies. The rest are collectathons. And of course you can upgrade your weapons and all that, you know. And each character, though, whoop, I just got eaten by the creature from the Black Lagoon. There are 3 characters. Of course, the human, the male human, who's got an advantage and a disadvantage. The female character has an advantage and disadvantage, and the giant robot you get to play as later in the game. I'm not going to tell you what part that comes up in. I'm just going to let you know there are 3 playable characters. And of course, you do start off where you can see they're paying homage to the monster dinosaur films of the past, and the monkeys. Evil, evil monkey. You can tell how the monkeys are evil if they're white. By the way, if you want to skip any cutscenes or anything, you just hit the X button. Overall, the trophy difficultiness. If you don't have a walkthrough or a guide, I'm going to say it's a 3 out of 5, you know, because trying to find all 25 bullseyes, that's what took me so long, was that trophy. Was finding all the bullseyes. If you do have a guide, I'd probably say maybe, I would say a 2 if you have a 2 out of 5 if you have a guide, because it's time consuming. But like I said, I'd recommend a strategy guide if you're going for 100% of the trophies to get the platinum. As I said earlier, this is my 140th platinum on PlayStation. So I'm happy about that. I got it right near the end of the year, so that makes me feel happy. As far as for the game itself, it is a fun little game. Like I said, if you love Mystery Science Theater 3000, because that's what it feels like, you know, with the director talking, and how they had all those cheesy films. So if you love the cheesy horror films from back in the day, you know, where they use string and stuff, you definitely love this game. Overall, I give the Deadly Tower of Monsters a 4 out of 5. Definitely one of the better free games we have gotten for 2016. Let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy the Deadly Tower of Monsters, or did you just skip it and you're wanting my opinion? Please let me know in the comments what you think. And I hope you guys have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. Because Christmas is almost upon us, so hopefully everyone has a good Christmas. Now, of course, somebody asked me last night, you know, what games do I think will be free next month? Because January's almost here, and they haven't announced it yet. I don't think we're going to get a AAA title, just because of the fact that we got Resident Evil and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 coming out in January. So I don't see us getting a AAA title. If we do, it's probably not going to be a good one, or it's going to be one of those that didn't sell well. I know Monkey Flip, anybody who knows who he is, he actually had a joke video saying Tony Hawk 5 was going to be the free one, which he was joking. Granted, if it was Tony Hawk 5, I wouldn't mind that because, well, I'm big and fat and I don't really skateboard in real life. But if it was me and I got to choose, I'd say Resident Evil 0 would probably be one I would pick if I was Sony, mostly because of the fact, like I said, Resident Evil 7's coming out in January, and it'd be kind of nice to tie all that together, you know, but we shall see what Sony gives us. I will probably discuss on greater detail on my Facebook how I feel about the free games that when they come announced, which won't be probably till next week. So until then, like I said, the Deadly Tower of Monsters Trophy difficulty, 3 out of 5 without a guide. With a strategy guide, a 2 out of 5. And as far as for the game itself, a 4 out of 5. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. And have a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year if I don't see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.